one of the best ways to learn any sort of creative endeavor is to study the masters. If you're a visual artist, you go to an art gallery and sketch the Rembrandts and try and deconstruct how the masters did it. Well, I think we should do the same with music. So let's do it. So for today's musical sketch, I'd like to have a look at the Bouree in E minor from Johann Sebastian Bach. We think that this was written around 1708, give or take about 10 years, actually. Bach, J.S. Bach, of course, was from a very musical family. He was the genius amongst a genius family. The Bouree was written in E minor and ostensibly for lute, although lute doesn't play in E minor, it plays in D minor. So he probably wrote it on his piano. The Bouree has been done by various bands such as Jethro, Tull, Led Zeppelin. Even Paul McCartney has credited Bouree as the inspiration for his song Blackbird. So that'd be an interesting little study at some time to look at the structure of Blackbird and see if you can spot the Bouree sitting behind it. The structure is 16 bars, a single repeating stanza, and it shifts very nicely between a D minor and the relative major, the F major. And of course, Johann Sebastian Bach is the person that really defined the whole minor and major system that we use today. So very appropriate. So I'm in Ableton. I'm using my Novation Launchpad for the drums and bass, and I'll be using the Akai Iwi for the flute sound. So I've got a basic setup here for drums, bass, and flute. So that's okay for my basic beat. So now we'll have a little play on the flute, and I'll actually just put a finishing bass note and drum beat so that the second scene in the second row here can be my my finish when I'm done. So we'll set the recording on the flute and have a little play with it. Well, there's a few bum notes there, but I'm not going to get upset. Remember, it is a sketch, so this is just pulling apart. Now, on the original, if I remember correctly, the prog rock version with Jethro Tull, they change the rhythm and they go into a sort of a dialogue between the electric guitar and the flute. And certainly once the improvisation starts, the flute sounds like it's going through some guitar effects pedals. So let's have a little. The last thing I'll do with this little sketch is just have a play with some guitar effects pedals from the era. So I'm going to my plugins and grabbing the Native Instruments guitar rig, and I'm going to throw that onto the flute track. So let's grab a guitar rig. There's this one here called Atmo Git, which I think sounds kind of from the era. So we wouldn't normally have it during the first bit. We'd let the flute come through clean. Once we get to the improv part, so I hope you found something interesting there, wherever you are at on your musical production journey. If you want to share some sketches, I love to see what other people are doing. If you have a piece that you would like me to sketch, drop it in the comments. All my different media channels are right here. Like and subscribe if you find this stuff interesting. So till next time, keep sketching.